So, what happens now? We defeated Lavos, didn't we? Oh, don't tell me it was all just a dream. Seriously, game? No. No, 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 no. No. What? You're not my mom. What? Dude, I saved the world! What kind of crap is this? You're still gonna kill me? Where's my mom? I demand a better trial, you know, on account of the other chancellor was bullshit. She's right there! Yeah, see? Yeah, see, you tell that asshole. What? What does he know? Hey, it's that old guy from 2300. How did you get here? Hey, and it's the other king. How did everyone get here? Hey, it's Kino. What are you doing here? Yeah, that... Oh, you were hiding there the whole time. Yes, let's screw with the future even more. Oh yeah! So apparently these are all Marl's descendants and ancestors, and yeah. What I just said there. Oh, he feels sorry. I want to be knighted, damn it. But they were gonna have a parade anyway. Weren't they? And they got a spotlight too. What the heck? Let the parade begin! Now, I know I mentioned this in my Minish Cap Let's Play, but yeah, that scene in the beginning of Minish Cap totally ripped this off. Totally. And by the way, because this is the ending, we can't control everything. And they're in top honor there. I should see punch him in the face for drinking. Oh, hey Melchior, how you doing? Would you like to come dancing with us? You know, you did kind of help us out, even though the Masamune was crap. And Marl, would you, like, stop humping the girl in front of you? Jeez, give her some breathing room. Oh, look at the kitty in the parade. I wonder if that's the imp from Medina Village, whose closet we constantly invaded. Oh yeah, let's just cut in front of them. You know, they're trying to dance here in long skirts, you know, don't trip them. Alright, now you can move. And you can... walk around. Hey, Melchior. Well, why were you making weapons in the first place? Haha, we want a drink. Yeah, we're old enough now. Oh, she wants to dance. Oh. Yeah, I'm really disappointed at how much they didn't elaborate on the relationship between Chrono and Luca, considering they're best friends. Oh, Mom. Yeah, I'm kind of sorry about that, Mom. You know, after they delivered that, like, 18,000th cat there, you know, you really should have, well, all that cat food, you should have said, you know, bring him to the shelter. So let's go up, and, ooh, we have shinies! Shiny! And they turn into dancing girls. Okay. So let's go where it all began. Did he just, like, lick the floor? What frog? It's probably a juicy bug. But we have a time machine, don't we? And the gates are conveniently stay open long enough, just long enough for us to say our goodbyes. And apparently Kino was enjoying the fair. Oh. Well, apparently they're going to if you're still here. But then again, time paradox bullshit, yeah. And she just, like, throws him in there. And she gives everyone a kiss goodbye. Isn't she sweet? Yeah, why didn't Queen Lean come? I would have liked to see her again. She's awesome. Oh, seriously, game? Did you have to do that? Did you have to have her kiss the frog? I think Luca should have done it instead. You know, considering she was, with frog before. And Magus just says nothing. And just leaves. So what kind of future is there gonna be? Because now Lavos isn't there anymore. Yeah. That's right. Poor Robo. Keep him here! Why does she show more emotion with the robot than she does with her best friend? Like, seriously? I mean, you pretty much reprogrammed him and turned him to our side. I mean, do you have to let him go? And she's like crying on the floor. Oh, seriously, a crying robot? Oh, come on, game. Come on. I love how Chrono's just standing there through this whole thing. Oh. Yeah, they're talking about the scene at the end of, the Fiona's Forest side quest. When they're all sleeping in the forest. That's what scene they're talking about here. But I wonder if they still talk about that even if you don't complete that side quest. I don't know. Because there are several variations. No, don't dismantle the time machine. Depending on certain events in this game. What? Why are there only 6 kitties there? There's supposed to be 11. There was plenty of food. What? Oh, crap. Oh, man. Oh, shit. And he's like, hell yeah, I get the house all to myself. We have a time machine. Let's abuse it. Yeah, alright. But yeah, I'm going to explain that there's several variations of this ending depending on certain things you've done during the game. Obviously, if you beat the game because you smashed the epoch into Lavos, obviously it's talked to, you know, this scene does not, you know, the scene with the cats does not occur because you don't have the time machine anymore. Obviously, if the more cats you have, the more cats will appear at this scene here. Obviously, if Magus, whether or not you killed him, obviously if you killed him, he's not going to appear in this scene at all. For this ending, this is the standard ending. Chrono must be alive for this. If you complete the game with Chrono dead, it is considered a different ending. And obviously, you know, another variation is depending on, you know, if you save Lara's legs or not. So there's several variations of this ending. And I will be showing at least one variation of the ending. Much later. It's probably going to be the last ending I show. Oh, he made her a bell. Where was Lean's bell? this in the ending, they took it down. So where did they put it? But we have places to be! Yeah, we gotta go rescue Mom in a time machine. Which we don't know where they are. Where did we park that thing, by the way? He's talking about fireworks, by the way. And here we get the credits! These are actually the original SNES credits here, by the way, which is pretty nice that they kept that in. The DS and the DS credits are actually separate. But yeah, like I said, there's several variations of this ending, and there's 12 other endings in the game now, which is pretty freaking sweet! The original only had 12 endings total. The DS version has 13. Which is pretty sweet. Obviously, I will be showing off all of them, which is going to be pretty awesome. But anyway, this game is fantastic. If you have not bought it by now, like, seriously, buy it. I mean, it is awesome. I mean, I didn't know about it till probably the end of 2008 or maybe 2009 or so, actually after watching a Let's Play of it. The reason I never knew about it like this whole time is because some of you may know, I did not actually own any consoles in my house till about nearly the year 2000, except for the Game Boy handhelds, of which I've owned pretty much every generation's incarnation of, except the 3DS. I haven't gotten one of those yet. Oh, isn't that sweet? They're still there in the near future. So are we just paying a visit to everybody, or are we actually legitimately looking for Mom and the cats? You never find out if they actually find her, though. And it can be pretty much assumed that they do. And Magus is floating around, sulking, looking for his lost sister, Tear. But yeah, once I actually saw the Let's Play of this game, I'm like, this game is awesome, and by that time the DS version had been released, so I bought it for myself, and I'm like, this game is freaking awesome. And many of you may know I'm not the biggest fan of RPGs, and a lot of them, the story is great, but there's a few general problems I have with RPGs that thankfully this one fixes. I wouldn't say fixes, but does differently. I hate the random battle system. Hate it, hate it, hate it. It is so annoying because when you want to get somewhere quickly, you always get attacked. And then when you want to grind, you can't get any random encounters as much as you want. So it's a pain in the butt. So a system like this where the enemies appear on screen, even though some of them are, ambushes or unavoidable, if you want to level somewhere, or, grind for certain drops, it's very easy to do so, but also if you want to do a low-level run and just get things so quickly as possible, you can also do that. So it's like the best of both worlds. And it makes more sense from a realistic standpoint, because I don't know how, giant eyeball monsters attack you from the back, which you can't turn around, and you never saw them, they just sneak up on you, even though you would have seen them in the field in the first place. So it doesn't make sense from a perspective viewpoint. I know I've talked about this before. From a programming standpoint, it is easier to program a random battle system and just have, because you can allocate that to, a separate section of the game and not have to worry about, how enemies appear on your normal overworld screen and stuff like that. So I know it's easier to program that way, but that's no excuse for laziness. So obviously fix that problem. I'm not fond of the turn-basedness, because basically, and like I said, it doesn't make sense to me either to have enemies stand there. It's like, okay, I can't move because it's your turn. You need to do something. And this game kind of fixes that too, obviously, with the ATB bars and things like that. And I like how you can set it to wait, so the game can give you time to adjust. And, select your commands carefully so you don't screw things up, but you can also keep it completely active, which is what I usually do, but for the sake of this LP, I turned it off most of the time, so it wouldn't be distracted. Now here we have a DS exclusive. Actually, no, this ending was in the PS2 version too. We have one last anime cutscene. Oh, seriously, game? Come on. Oh, come on. Disney princess cliche much? Holy crap. How can he say I do at the altar? He doesn't even say anything. Like, period. Dude, you're like 17. Like, dude, seriously? Are you serial? Dude, weren't they, like, already involved? Kinda hard to believe that they have rings in 65 million, but you never know. What's going on here? This, my friends, is Glenn! He's back to normal! Now, even though in the scene where you kill Magus, he said, you know, Magus will say, you know, defeat me and you'll break the curse of frog, it is canon that Magus does indeed live, and that frog gets turned back to normal anyway. That is canon. So even if you know, whether or not you leave Magus alive, frog is still human. So, which is pretty sweet. And everyone king. Wow, there's a lot more people in this kingdom than we thought, huh? Where is Luca? Like, seriously, why isn't she in the wedding? And where's Robo? Don't we get to see him? Or hell, even a cutscene with Magus would be nice. Oh, there's Luca. And she's got a mini Robo with her. What the heck? What the heck is going on here? That, my friends, right there, was a spoiler for Chrono Cross, which brings us right into that. However, first we gotta sit through the DS credits, which, by the way, we're fast forwarding, so I can talk more. Yeah. Because most of them are pretty much the same credits as before, plus the DS ending and whatnot. Anyway, like I said before, this game is totally friggin' awesome, and you should totally buy it. Obviously you can buy it on the DS. If you have a Wii, you can buy it on the Virtual Console, which is available now, which they have the original SNES version. And I'm going to talk about that for a minute. Obviously this game was also released on the PS1, but it suffers lag issues because of the disc-based system, and everything in the PS1 version is available on the DS version, so don't bother with the PS1 version at all. If you want the extra content, get the DS, because the two DS exclusive areas are actually completely optional and you don't have to complete them. Obviously you do if you want to 100% your game file, but storyline-wise, they do not need to be finished if you hate them. So for that reason, and this, by the way, is the second DS exclusive area. Those credits went faster than I thought. This is the Dimensional Vortex, which is immensely better than the Lost Sanctum. This is actually a permanent unlock on your file. Obviously, you need the epoch to get here, so even in a New Game Plus, even though it will be visible, you have to have the upgraded epoch to get there. You do not need to start a New Game Plus and get all the way through the game to access it. As soon as you finish this game, and we got ending number 1, and we get the ending log ad. Save your game. And that's going to overwrite your, the most recently loaded save file. And we want to return to the title screen. So now we have the New Game Plus option, obviously, which is pretty sweet. But we're not going to do the New Game Plus option just yet, because if we load the game from where we last saved. What it's going to do is it's going to bring you to wherever point at the end of the game you last saved at. And we're going to get out of here. Obviously, everything you've killed up to that point in between is going to be saved. So it's our bestiary is going to say, you know, we did kill Lavos. We're going to have the ending on this file. And we have access to the Dimensional Vortex right now. So basically, it's saved, you know, between your last save point and defeating the game. It's going to save everything you do, but bring you to the point where you last physically saved your file. So we're going to take off. We're not going to do the Dimensional Vortex, obviously, right now. But I just want to show you that you can indeed access it right now. Which, as you saw, appears in 3 different eras. And the 3 different eras can be done in any order. I'm not sure what order I'm going to do it in, but yeah. The one in 1000 AD requires you to use the epoch to get there. And the 600 AD might too, so you can't access this directly from a New Game Plus. You need the upgrade to do it. If I can remember where the heck it is. Yeah, see, you need the epoch to get over here. Even though it's like right outside the game, like teasing you from a New Game Plus. But don't wait for a New Game Plus, just do it straight from the, just load your ending game file. But anyway, as regards to buying the game in the SNES and the DS versions, I'm gonna do a little rant here. Honestly, because of the extra stuff, and I think the dialogue is a little bit better in this version because they pretty much just tweaked it so something makes more sense. They got rid of Frog's stupid accent which didn't make any sense anyway because nobody in his era talked like that but him. I know people are mad that they got rid of it, but I think I prefer the new version. Obviously, like I said, the dialogue is a little bit better, a little bit more true to the Japanese version. Some of the item and tech renames I like better, some of them I like the old version better, so I'm kind of neutral on that front. The greatest thing... Well, actually, I'll just mention first. I think the DS version is superior to the SNES version. And I don't mean that in a butthole kind of way. Part of the reason is obviously I played the DS version first. I have played the SNES version on an emulator before. So, obviously I have, you know, and I've seen like 3 LPs of it, so I'm perfectly aware of what the SNES version, you know, of the differences I've seen for myself. But what I really hate is the fanboys of the SNES version who say the DS version sucks. What the hell sucks about it? It's not like they completely ripped apart the core of the game or anything like that. It's fine to like an older version of the game for nostalgic reasons and for familiarity. For example, in Link's Awakening, I prefer the original black and white cart to the DX cart. And part of the reason for that is the nostalgic value for me. But I do not think that the DX version sucks. I don't. It's perfectly fine. I think they made it a little bit too easy because they have too many owl statues in the dungeons, pretty much hand-holding you through the whole way, and getting the red tunic pretty much breaks the game more than it did. But other than that, it's a perfectly fine version. I don't find anything wrong with it. I just prefer the older version to that one, but I by no means think the DX version sucks. And this is what pisses me off about the SNES Chrono Trigger fanboys, is saying the DS version sucks. It doesn't suck. If you prefer the SNES version, that's okay. I understand that, but don't go saying this version sucked. If you want another Chrono Trigger game, you know, you need to show Square Enix that there's a market for this stuff. They did a decent job in the DS version of keeping the charm of the original, but kind of keeping it new and fresh for people to either, you know, buy it again or drag in new viewers. They made a good, honest, very good attempt. Is it the best game ever out there, the DS version? No, it has some flaws in it. Like, Lost Sanctum is way too repetitive and could have been a lot better. As you'll see in the Dimensional Vortex, is designed much better than the Lost Sanctum is, for example. So, if you want to say the new areas suck, that's okay. But at least they made an attempt to actually add new content to this game. And part of the main reasons I think the DS version is superior, and like I said, I'm not being a total dipwad about it, you know, the SNES version is still a great game, and I don't think it's really, I don't think it sucks compared to the DS version, but what I can do with the DS version that anyone with the SNES or Virtual Console version can do, I can take this anywhere. I can play this on the crapper, I can play it in the car, I can play it on my Break-It Rook, and I can even play it lying within a ditch with a broken leg. You can't do that with the SNES and Virtual Console versions. So I can take this anywhere I freaking want. And to me, that, because I grew up on handhelds and not so much the console systems, because obviously I didn't have any until I was about 16 years old, that is a big, big, big selling point for me. Because like I said, you can take it anywhere. You don't have to wait till you're home. You don't have to, you know, worry about your siblings or your parents claiming dibs on the TV if you don't have your own or any of that stuff. So that alone makes it completely awesome. And like I said, I'm not being a jerk about it. The SNES version is a perfectly fine version. If you want to play that instead of the DS version, that's okay. Just all I ask is you don't be a dipshit about it and say the DS version sucks. That's my only problem. But anyway, rant over. Hope you enjoyed the ending and enjoyed this game very much, because it is indeed a very awesome game regardless of which version you buy. There are still going to be many, many more episodes. We still have a DS exclusive area, and we still have 12 more endings. So we're probably looking at about maybe 15 more episodes, approximately, because once I get to the other 12 endings, I'm going to do one episode for each of those. And it's probably going to take about, I would say about 3 episodes to get to the Dimensional Vortex, depending on how long I make them. Like I said, that's kind of tentative at this point, but this LP is far from over. There's still more coming. So stay tuned with me. Hope you enjoyed the epic long episode, ranting included. And I shall see you people later. I hope you have a wonderful day, assuming you still have some of it left. If you're watching this at night, well, have a wonderful day tomorrow.